Boom shakalaka, with Bitcoin price sitting at critical levels and corporate insiders buying back their stocks at levels unseen since the COVID bottom. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of very interesting charts to see what could be in the cards for Bitcoin, and could the Gann box represent Bitcoin repeating its nature perfectly? You definitely want to stay tuned. What's up, everyone? Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at a lot of very interesting charts to find out exactly what is going on with Bitcoin and the larger markets. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us over on Twitter at the Crypto Love. Push the like button. And today's episode is actually brought to us by Presend, probably one of the most needed projects in cryptocurrency. Stay tuned till the end for an interview with the co-founder. Now, today, Bitcoin in extreme fear 20, same as we were yesterday. People are scared. The overall market's going sideways. This could change as the CPI numbers could be coming out shortly, altering whatever goes on with the price, either a big up or a big down for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Right now, the price is $19.69, Ethereum at $12.84, BNB at $2.66, XRP 46 cents, Cardano 36 cents, Solana $30, and Dogecoin 5 cents. And as we take a look at Bitcoin, this dashed white line right here is year-long downtrend. We have broken out of that, and currently for the past week, Bitcoin has been riding on the top of it, coming up to support at levels we were talking about right here, this solid white line. Now, if Bitcoin can find support there and actually take off, this would be great news, because we would be finding support outside or above a previous downtrend. The trend is your friend. If we can break the downtrend, we would be in what? An uptrend. But let's take a look at what's going on in the larger markets. Right now, central banks' balance sheets showing we have gone from record quantitative easing, seen with this near vertical line right here, to record quantitative tightening, seen with this other near vertical line, just in the opposite direction. 3.1 trillion wiped off in 7 months from central banks' balance sheets. Let that sink in. Now, these things kind of occur like a spring or a pendulum. That's kind of how I see it. So you have to think a reversion to somewhat of a norm, somewhat of a mean coming in the near future. We have right now institutional players bought more than $10 billion in puts on individual stocks last week. That is absolutely enormous, unheard of, never before seen. When they all get caught on the wrong side of this, that's going to cause a lot of pain and massive changes in the market. Right now, the last time this happened to the S&P 500, it put in a solid rally. And what is this thing? Well, when the fear and greed index, this green down here, forms a bullish divergence with the actual price. We see higher lows in the fear and greed, we see lower lows in the price, and we had a nice solid rally after that. We're having the same thing, higher lows in fear and greed, lower lows in price, potentially a nice solid rally coming after this. And if you want to know who knows what's going on with stocks, look at what the insiders are doing. Look who's bullish. Corporate insiders are buying again their company stock again in size during this latest sell-off. As the saying goes, insiders sell for all kinds of reasons, but they only buy for one. Giving the historical accuracy of their timing, it's a glass half full sign. We see this happening historically when the bottom's already in. They know that their stocks are at an amazing premium right now, and they want to get it at the best price ever. Last time we saw this at the COVID bottom. Saw this also at the time, the massive 2009-2011 recession. So they right now are buying in massive amounts because they know the bottom could likely be in. Right now with Bitcoin, a very, very interesting metric to keep an eye out for, the percent supply of 1+ year ago has been stagnant. Okay, going sideways right here. When this metric rolls over, Bitcoin goes on massive runs. We can see it rolled over right here, massive run. Rolled over right here, massive run. Rolled over right here, massive run. So right now, stagnant, going sideways. As soon as it rolls over and starts heading down, likely a massive run for Bitcoin. The average sentiment oscillator, similarly, saying, hey, keep an eye out, because whenever this green line rolls over, that's typically the top. But when the red line rolls over, that is typically the bottom. We are close, potentially, to a rollover. This is another one to keep your eye on, the average sentiment oscillator. But there's a lot of people saying that the price could similarly go down. Yesterday and the day before, we talked about the Bitcoin 10 to 100 Bitcoin wallet addresses, that bottom being around $12,500. This one right here, The long-term holder cost basis times the entity adjusted liveliness right now at $14,500. People who hold their coins for more than 155 days are long-term holders. Liveliness provides insight into shifts in macro hodling behavior. This suggesting, as it was a bottom previously, that Bitcoin price could go down to $14,500, which is emphasized by this chart right here. Before the start of bull cycles, Bitcoin tends to have one final capitulation wick down to this level right here. Now, this is a capitulation wick. This is a monthly chart. That means that it doesn't stay down there, but it taps the bottom. Be prepared for a scenario where we could have a capitulation wick, especially around the time of CPI numbers. People are very scared right now. The price could come down. You may want to have some buy orders set in the books just in case those prices tap for things that people are talking about. The $12,500, the $10,000, the $14,500, the $17,000, whatever it is for you, because we've seen these wicks touch here, touch here, touch here. Well, what could stop us from having another wick touching right now? Well, here's a couple of things that could stop us. If we take a look at the Bitcoin with the envelope, found the bottoms in history at 44 to 46% below the lower envelope band, these three bands that we see right here. We are now 46% below the lower envelope band. Have we already bottomed? A lot of people are thinking there might be another crash to come. Well, what if it's already happened? Could already be in. As a matter of fact, if we take a look at the Bitcoin ribbon accumulation zone, the lower portion of the ribbon indicates the best Bitcoin accumulation period. This down here, we are already in this territory, suggesting we already have the best Bitcoin opportunity for accumulation is already in. You may just want to get some while you can right now, because if we take a look at the GAN box, and one guy who I trust very much, Bill Noble, he always takes a look at the GAN boxes for different things like this. If we compare 2012 to 2017 with 2018 to 2025, we could already have the low in based on 0.32 or 38.2 fib line right there. We could have the same thing, low already in. We could have a bull by early 2023 with the peak somewhere around 2026. Right now, the peak almost quarter to $500,000. So depending where Bitcoin's going to go, I don't know, a lot's up in the air. Could go up, could go down. I think the downside is a lot less than the potential upside, but you clearly need to do the due diligence for yourself. Now, on to the review with presend. Guys, make sure to check this out, because this is one project that actually is largely needed in cryptocurrency. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace. What's up, everybody? I am joined by Drew from presend. What's going on, Drew?
Man, not a whole lot. Appreciate you having me on the channel.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So we were just chatting a bit about this interesting bear market, but we're not going to get into those things right now. Today we're talking about presend. So give us the elevator pitch. What is presend?
So presend is just all about wallet transaction security. Literally, all we do is we make sure that when you're going to send something from a regular wallet to a recipient wallet, that whatever it is that you're sending shows up and shows up properly, right? On the right chain, the right coin to the compatible wallet, and that nothing weird can happen, because that's the problem in crypto right now, is that the chains don't really communicate. And let's be real, everything's built on Ethereum. So it says that everything accepts everything, but we know that that's actually not the truth, especially with like Coinbase and exchanges like that. So essentially what we do is we front run it, we run some checks, and we make sure that your crypto is going to show up. If it's not going to, and we know that, and after the checks have run, they're not all passed, we cancel your transaction and it doesn't even go through. It never leaves your wallet, because once something hits the blockchain, it's gone forever.
That's actually a very, very useful thing to have, because there's a lot of projects out there that, it's like put the next thing on the blockchain. But I know there have been moments when I've set crypto to wallets and I've been like sweating it, being like, did I send that to the right address? So yeah, that's a very, very helpful thing. So how exactly does it work?
So essentially what happens is we have a Chrome extension right now. The user ultimately downloads the Chrome extension. It sits, if you've got your MetaMask right up here in the top right, it's going to sit right next to your MetaMask, right? And anytime you know that you're going to be sending these transactions, you can literally send anything from your MetaMask inside of presend. So what I mean by that is, like, whenever you go to a DEX and you try to do a transaction inside of a DEX, it pops up your wallet. Well, our Chrome extension does that as well. So we actually have a permission-based rule that can actually take whatever it is that you're doing inside of presend, mirror it in MetaMask, and then you will approve your transaction in MetaMask. So essentially what you do is you download the Chrome extension. It links to your MetaMask, and then anytime you want to send a transaction, you send it through there. Presend essentially runs the checks before it actually approves your transaction to get sent out, because again, that's the whole point, right? We don't want to be on the blockchain if we know we're going to lose our money. So we front run it, we run the checks. We have databases that are being built that tell us what wallets accept what, I guess, coins or assets, and what chains are on, what coins are on what chains and stuff like that. So we run all of those checks. If everything passes, good to go. It looks like nothing ever happened, right? But if something doesn't pass, you're going to get that little red thing that says, hey, you can't send this, and congratulations, we just saved you money.
That's pretty awesome. So, I mean,
Yeah.
clearly this service can't be free. So how much does it cost to actually use this?
Yeah, so it's a free download, but it's like pretty much every other software. It's like it's free to download, but then if you want to actually use it, then it's going to cost you a little bit of money. For us, it's 1/10 of a percentage of the entire transaction. So if you're sending $100, it's going to cost you 10 cents, similar to a gas fee.
Okay, yeah, that's really awesome. So
Yeah.
the next question that a lot of people are curious about, because it is interacting with their cryptocurrency, is it safe, and how so?
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole point of presend is all about security and safety, right? So the way that we have integrated with MetaMask is basically essentially the same way that everyone does, right? So we're about as safe as it can possibly be. Now, I will say, I will give you one caveat to that in just a second, but we actually have a Silicon Valley dev that is developing all of this, right? So our code will be audited by like multiple different firms, and we have one of the best people, or the most capable people in the market, actually developing this software itself right now. Now, the one caveat is it's only as safe as you are, right? So same thing with MetaMask, right? Now, we can't guarantee that there's not going to be a fake presend out there, just like MetaMask can't guarantee that there's not going to be fake MetaMasks. So whenever you go to download presend, you need to make sure that you're downloading the proper one. Go to our website, just like you do with MetaMask, and do not mess around about that, because there will be copycats out there, especially since this is provisionally patented. People are going to try to steal this tech, whether we want them to or not. For better or worse, they're going to try to steal the tech, impersonate us, and say, oh, well, we're just presend. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, since you mentioned checking the authenticity of it, what is the official website that people should go to find it?
Yeah, it's presend. It's all one word, just presend.io. Pretty quick.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that it's in production now, so people can actually use it now. Is that correct?
They cannot use it now. What we're about to do is open up a beta group, because we want some crash dummies to come in and try and break it before we actually bring it to the global masses, right? Because if we bring it to the global masses and then there's like one thing that doesn't work on it, and then some people lose some money, we're dead in the water. So we want to make sure that we're testing this, like not only testing by code, right, which is kind of what we're in development of doing right now, but then testing by actual like human process, right? Like saying, hey, come in here, try to do some dummy transactions that aren't going to show up. Do everything that you can to break this, pick apart, things in the software process, whatever. And essentially we have the Chrome extension is built. Now we're mainly focusing on the functionalities, which is that's only a couple of weeks away, to be honest with you. But here's the problem that we run into with the softwares is there's going to be like a solution that we have to implement that we had no idea we were going to have to implement. So like the OX wallet address, the 0x wallet address, every single one of them accepting every OX wallet asset. That was something we didn't know about at first. So then we were like, oh, well, we need to figure that out. So it should be available for public consumption very soon, but give us a few weeks.
Okay, gotcha. So you mentioned right now you have a public sale going on?
Yeah, we do. We're in public sale. We have 7,500 NFTs. There's only about 3,500 left right now, and it's open until the 21st. Now, We may extend that because I realize I'm going to Dubai and I'm not going to be able to like be on tour doing all the marketing and stuff like that. So we're not 100% sure if it's actually going to, right now, we're not 100% sure if we're going to extend it or not. But drop dead date right now is the 21st. And yeah, it's 250 BUSD on Binance Smart Chain. And those NFTs actually, they don't only just give you like access to the dividend pool, which is the net income of presend, so they can make you money and save you money at the same time, because presend is actually offering out the NFTs at, you know, $250, and you don't receive any fees on whatever wallet owns that NFT asset. So it's not only like a investment opportunity to basically be in like what some people would consider Google in 1998 before massive crypto adoption, but also to make sure that you don't ever have to pay a fee on presend. And if presend's around for a decade, then that might pay for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned you're going to Dubai. How can people find you out there? Is it a conference?
Yeah, it is. It's the World Blockchain Summit, and it's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild. That's. I think we'll probably sell the rest of the NFTs right after we do that. Like, to be honest with you, and yeah, it's you can go to the World Blockchain Summit. I think it's WBS.com. And if you're going to Dubai and you're actually going to go to the summit and you haven't already purchased your ticket, I'm pretty sure they have a code on there that's like from me. I don't know this for a fact, but I think it gives you like 15% off or something just from like using my code or something like that. I don't think that benefits me at all. I think it just benefits the people so that like my fans can come. But yeah, if you want to use the code or whatever, use it and don't pay full price if you don't have to, you know?
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
presend sounds like a great use case for cryptocurrency. Everybody sends transactions. Everybody has those moments where they're sweating, hoping they didn't send it to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to cover that we didn't talk about in this brief interview?
Not really. I have like two other things that I want to hit on just really quick, and that is the size of the market. So MetaMask itself has like 30 million wallets. We are looking, or 30 million active users. That's not even wallets, right? We have no idea how many actual wallets they have. Probably hundreds of millions. Now, crypto's only at a 4% global adoption rate. We're so early, we're like in the infancy of crypto right now, that when we're trying to pull the boomers in, right? We're trying to pull the financial institutions in, but this is big money. This is, you know, the boomers have billions of dollars in retirement funds, and the financial institutions have trillions of dollars under management. So if we want them in, how do we help facilitate that, right? Well, we make it safe, okay? And the possibility, kind of what you were talking about earlier on in the call, where you're sweating because you're sending some money, dude, that's not what they want to enter this market. Presend alleviates that, right? And I know there's always going to be those Reddit bros that come in and say, well, I'll just send a test transaction. That's fine. If you're sending $1,000 and you send a test transaction, it's going to probably take up at least 5 to 15 minutes of your time. You would have only paid presend $1. So my guess is that your time, your 5 to 15 minutes, is worth more than $1, right? So presend actually makes it more efficient, right? And makes people, actually saves people money in that way. And my bias is that we're going to bring this to an enterprise level. So once that first domino falls, and by first domino, I mean, we're building this with scalability in mind. So there's going to be an SDK package where essentially like the Coinbases and the MetaMasks of the world, they can take our code, insert it into theirs, and then presend works no problem inside of whatever it is that their software exchange is, right? And then we can share revenue with them. So they don't actually even have to go out and develop the tech anymore. They can actually just come to us and license it. And this is going to be hundreds of millions of dollars, probably over the lifetime of presend, over billions and billions of transactions. So like the opportunity here for presend, like the world is our market. The entire market is our market. And that's 300 million crypto users right now, 4% global adoption rate. What do you think happens when we get to 20%? It's going to get wild, man. So yeah, I would suggest, you know, if people can get in on this, I would get in on this. And if you want to use it whenever it comes out, man, we'd appreciate it, because the faster we get to 50, 100,000, 200,000 users, quicker I can go to MetaMask and say, hey, put this in, and then all of the other ones. It's like the rule, like the first domino falls, everybody else has to do it now, right? Coinbases, all of them, all the other wallets, they'll follow. And then presend will take over the world and make all the investors a buttload of money. So Yeah, that's about all I have, man. So I just appreciate, you bringing me on the call.
Dude, it's been a pleasure. It's the first time in a long time I've heard a very, very useful use case for a
Yeah.
cryptocurrency project. So this is something that the market definitely needs. And for anybody who wants to check out presend.io for the actual website, we'll also put a link down in the description. Drew, thank you so much for joining us, and can't wait to hear what's coming up next.
No, I appreciate it, man. Have a good day.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
Never gonna give you